All right, hello out there. Welcome to Something Fell number 16, where we're going to talk about Cerebus number 16 by Dave Sim. And we'll get to that in just a second. But first, let me grab my Carl Stevens work here. Carl, you want to tell me about Mother Nature?
Sure. Mother Nature is my most recently published graphic novel. It was written by Jamie Lee Curtis and Russell Goldman. It's an eco-horror story about this fictional town called Ketch Creek, where there's this evil corporation, energy corporation, that's been polluting the land and water, and it upsets this Navajo spirit called the Changing Woman, and she decides to possess the daughter of someone who was killed by this corporation and then seek revenge, bloody, horrible revenge on all the it's probably my best illustrated work to date. Available now from Titan Comics.
All right. And how about Penny?
Penny is, I gather, my most popular work. It's about it's a series of gag comics about my cat Penny and her existential crisis about being trapped in our apartment all day long. Like I said, it's gag strips, so it's funny. And yes, it's available from Chronicle Books.
All right.
And there's a sequel coming out in October. It's about the other cat.
Very nice. For my part, I make a zine called Canon, Eisner nominated. This is the newest issue, number 7. This and every other issue is available at canoncomiczine.com, physical or PDF copies. So check us out. New one has an interview with Rich Tomaso, also interviews with Dustin Holland and Brian Canini. And yeah, if you're watching a show like this, you might be interested in a zine like that.
Absolutely.
So let's do this. Okay. So, Cerebus 16.
Yeah. Interesting choice of the cover. And also the price went up.
It did.
$1.25 now.
Yeah. Quite a hike.
Yeah. But I like this cover. I like how minimal it is. It must have really jumped out on the racks, because I can't think of a Marvel or DC comic that would be this bold to have like 2/3 of the cover be in black and be the title of the story.
Yeah, I think it's his first. I won't call it a great cover, but I think it's the first cover in the move towards good covers. I think he doesn't look back after this. We've talked about how some of the previous covers have been kind of awkward or the color's been wonky. But this is stylish, has some design to it. Putting the title so big there,
Yep. It really pops.
Yeah, it does. Pretty exciting.
Yeah. I love Julius's costume. I mean, it's like that purple just makes it even better,
Yes.
Because, like when you're reading the story, you don't get, the sense of how like ridiculous it is in black and white. Anyway.
You're right. I wasn't quite sure what the costume was supposed to be at any point, but
yeah.
It's a sharp cover.
It is. Again with the primaries, like just the yellow, blue, and red. That's that seems to be kind of consistent. Which I think that's like an old like technique with the Marvel and DC stuff too, right? It's like using like the primary colors a lot because there's some psychology behind it where like your eye just kind of like fixates on those 3 colors.
Sure.
So maybe I'm making that up. It's probably bullshit.
No, probably not. Also, I'm sure for the old Marvel and DC, they printed better than when they tried to get subtle in the old days. But
yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
But no, he does good work. I really like the red. I just think it's a very designy cover, and it really shows you where he's headed. Because he does become one of the best cover artists in the history of comics, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he does some very innovative stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Note from the publisher.
All right. Here we go. This issue should mark a new beginning for Cerebus, the book. As of this issue, we have changed to having Seagate distributors as our exclusive distributor, hoping that this will simplify things all around. We just never realized how easy it is to get behind when you're on a monthly schedule. With only one check and only one delivery, things should go smoothly from this point. I'd like to apologize for the lapse of time between issues 15 and 16. Dave was quite sick and had to get things arranged with Phil Sooling at Seagate. In the midst of all this, I was laid off at the job I had just started in January due to the lack of work. I have some ideas, other plans to try out, but for now I'm unemployed. That made things even more nerve-wracking when added to the pressures of getting this issue out. This issue is, in some ways, a continuation of number 15. I feel that Dave can write more interesting plots when he's given several issues to work in, instead of the limited framework of one issue. I'd like to know what you think about this, although I have a feeling that I'll find out from some of you whether I want to or not. We have gotten someone to do the newsletter and hope to be hearing back from him soon. I'll keep you posted on upcoming news as it comes to me. There's not much else to say except let's sit back, watch our little furry friend, and enjoy. Denny.
All
right. Crazy that it's just the one distributor.
Yeah.
Because there were two others, right? There was that Comics World. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, the one that had the ad last issue. And then also, I don't know if Bud Plant would have counted as a full distributor at this point, but
right.
I want to say he was listed earlier on as someone he was dealing with.
Right.
I guess we'll get there eventually. I think eventually Seagate is broken up as a monopoly. I think they tell them they can't do it. Yeah, they have to open things up.
Okay.
But we'll get there if I'm misspeaking. But ironic, considering that later on we would have Diamond, who was a real monopoly, and they declined to break them up.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I guess it was just weaker laws, or
yeah,
or less incentive. In the 90s and in the 80s.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, the fact that is this the second issue now that he's had the synopsis? Which
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So to like Jenny's point that Dave is thinking about like longer like narratives now. So like the seed is definitely like been planted for what's going to become like like the point of the series. So so yeah, I mean that's an exciting thing, and I'm sure it like contributes to like the quality of the work too, is that he's actually like feeling inspired by having this like larger canvas to work with, so it's making him do better work.
Yeah, it's nice. I like him in one setting, even if it is just for these 3 issues or so. I like that he kind of settles in and deals with the same people. There isn't so much, you're not having to set up as much when he just has one box, one bit of text that says, here's what we're up to, and then let's get into it.
Yeah. It's a great classic technique too, I'm like trying to think like what, like did like newspaper strips do that? Like did Prince Valiant do that? Or did they give?
I can't remember if Prince Valiant did it, but I know like Marvel would do it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They always had in the 70s at least, they had the box up top that kind of gave you who the character was, and and then I feel like it was just sort of editorial mandate back then. They had to kind of tell you what was going on. Each issue could be somebody's first issue.
Right.
But
was that a Shooter?
Yeah, well, yeah, Shooter was the most dogmatic about it. because he knew they were selling to kids on newsstands.
Right.
I think him doing this is smart, at least at this stage. I mean, we know he doesn't do it later when he has 30-part stories going on, but
Right.
a lot of these, like in the letters, a lot of people are reading issues as they can find them.
Right.
So they may find this might be their first issue and they don't know what happened the last couple issues.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that is the drag of serialization, and like doing these longer stories is that, you like run that risk of, just not getting as many fans as you could because they don't have like the other issues,
Yeah.
Right. So that's like the simple fix. And keeping the old issues in print, if you're putting it out yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I think they're doing, right? Like, I guess they don't say it like explicitly. Like maybe like in a couple issues, I feel like they had ordering information, but not this one.
Yeah, he mentions at the back that you can get them from Now and Then Books, that comic shop in Canada.
That's his local shop.
Yeah, they have a thing on the Aardvarkian Age page we'll get to, but it says they can buy the original art, back issues. Though it looks like issue 1's already sold out, so it's pretty impressive that he's moved a couple thousand copies of Cerebus, and
only took a couple years.
Yeah. So what do you think about this first page and this wordless sequence?
I like it. Well, you should flip it on the computer.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah. Again, it's a technique that he sticks with. It's exciting to see. That it's, just these like moment to moment transitions. That's something that he like really like perfects over the years. And the like little architectural interior drawing on the top left really looks like something that he could have done in like the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about like the lettering. He's like using like a rapidograph, I think, but it seems. I mean, because like the lettering like is really starting to evolve. I mean, it like has been for the past like 15 issues, but you can really see him like setting into the like his like standard kind of lettering is like really becoming like set in stone at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So but I feel like that panel in particular really speaks to that, just the way that it is, like how thin it looks, right? And like
I agree. Along with all the other developments we've been pointing out, the lettering just continues to get tighter and better, and just more his own. It doesn't look like he's just lettering a Marvel comic. I mean, he was a good letterer pretty much from the outset, and I think I even said it in one of these videos. I said, he could have been a letterer for Marvel.
Totally.
But now he's past that point. He's like his personal style, like you said, is emerging.
He's like realizing that it doesn't have to be standardized. It's like he has like a blank page in front of him, and he can do whatever he wants. So he just happens to believe in legibility.
Yeah, that's right. It's a novelty among certain practitioners.
To those that have the luxury of the blank page.
That's right. I like the on the hooks, that he has the vest and then his medallions, which are always sort of strange how they're constructed.
Right, because like they're always kind of floating, like
floating.
outside. Yeah, so like to see that they have like that they're connected by a string.
Yeah.
Or something.
And then he puts on this fuzzy sweater. I'm not really sure why he does that either. But it's a nice visual look.
Yeah, it is. I kind of like it better.
Yeah.
Too bad he didn't keep that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the splash page is incredible.
Mhm.
Cerebus just looks fantastic. What a just
Iconic.
iconic looking Cerebus, right?
Totally. Yeah. The one thing about, I mean, I agree. It looks good. I like all the character faces at the bottom. He's clearly having fun drawing them, but like the staircase is just a little bit off perspective wise.
Yeah.
It like bugs me a little bit, but
I can see that.
Minor quibble.
Yeah.
Yeah, always, I mean, as a fellow artist, just like having an excuse to draw, different masks and, this kind of like party, this like carnival party. It would just be like a lot of fun, and like you can see like the joy in it, because it just looks good, and it gets to do all those like all the shadows and stuff, and really, just be like inventive with like the look. It's like you're not drawing the same thing over and over again. I guess that's the real pleasure.
Yeah. Real sense of the grotesque here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's really. You're right about the stairs. Now that you pointed it out, I see it.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's like we say with a lot of this early Dave Sim stuff, right? He'll nail something and something else will be just slightly askew.
Yeah.
But I love the bricks. I love the title up here.
Yeah, totally.
But really, I just love this crowd scene. It's really sharp.
Yeah. Again, mastery of the black.
Yes.
So good.
And so Lord Julius is throwing this party, and it kind of, I'm assuming against Cerebus's advice, and everyone's in a costume. There's no real security other than just checking invitations.
Yeah, very loose. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Lord Julius is such a great character for like a lot of reasons, but one of them is just how he just doesn't care. I mean, like that's like the funny thing. He just assumes that everything's just gonna go his way. So he doesn't need to have like security, even though Cerebus is telling him that there's this like rebellion that's like brewing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But he has Cerebus to protect him. So
that's right. Yeah, he clearly takes Cerebus seriously, even if he never acknowledges it. But must think that he's capable of handling quite a bit.
Right.
But yeah, I just think these are pretty handsome pages.
They are. Yeah, he's like really getting tighter. Like that's the note that I have. Is that like every issue, it's like, like the early ones definitely have like a sloppiness to them, or like, but like it just seems more controlled, which is like crazy because like it's now monthly, so he's like really like just kind of figured out this like working method, and he's, just really sticking with it. So.
Yeah, his Groucho has tightened up considerably. The last issue, a lot of those Lord Julius panels, he didn't really look like Groucho Marx at all. But now he's really nailing the caricature. I mean, it's just remarkable to me, the leap. How tight everything is, how great all these people look like individual people.
Yeah, and like the expressions, they're all different expressions, and it's really like masterful. It's crazy. Yeah, I like wonder like what kind of reference material he has too for the Marx Brothers stuff, because it was before video cassettes, so he must just have some, magazines or like who knows, some kind of print stuff So
yeah, maybe a book with some stills in it or something.
right, yeah,
Yeah, you're right, because he's just nailing these. I mean, these are, we keep talking about Mad Magazine or Mort Drucker, but definitely worthy, of that kind of.
sure. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like an inspiration. I mean, you can just see him like figuring that out. I mean, that's great because like that's his strength.
Mhm.
It's like not Barry Windsor Smith.
Exactly. Yeah. Um, yeah. So, and you pointed out the spotting of the blacks on the previous page here, just perfect. It's all of his pages, they seem just weighted correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And as a non-artist myself, it's not something that's usually conscious for me when I look at pages,
Yeah.
but with us talking about these issues and pointing things out, it's really remarkable how good he is at deciding where to put certain things.
Yeah. I mean, even that like third panel on the page on the right,
Mhm.
of just like Cerebus's head is just kind of floating.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, because like he's wearing that black shirt that's like covering him, and then Julius's cape or like something, but like somehow it like just works. There's just that weird like void of black that his head's just kind of
yeah,
floating in, but like you don't question it like when you're reading it. So
yeah. It's great. And then so down here, he's Cerebus is telling Julius that the area is secure, and maybe they've overlooked something. And there's this hooded figure from the previous issue,
mm-hmm.
using a secret door to come in. Great
Yeah,
little 4-panel sequence.
yeah, it's great. And a character in the foreground too. They're just or
Yeah,
like characters just having a conversation. And all the different expressions. It's just all the little attention to detail. I mean, you can also see the like Will Eisner stuff too. I mean, he like really must be studying Eisner. I mean, I think that's the other thing with like the shadows and just his like technique. It just seems it like owes a lot to Eisner.
yeah, I definitely think you're right. And his attention to detail with these panel sequences, I know, and it's not like he invented this technique, but um, he does pay attention to like how this conversation's going. He has these 3 characters here, and they all move in different ways, and they're laughing.
Yeah,
I feel like in a if it was a Barry Windsor Smith or somebody like that, these people would just be here to provide a foreground. That's it. That he would
yeah,
not be concerned with
atmosphere.
having them interact. Yeah, the atmosphere.
Yeah,
It's just great. And this is the kind of stuff that I think his real genius, one of his real geniuses, lies in these sort of human moments and this sort of setting that world.
yeah. Right. Just it makes him like a great cartoonist, because like he's thinking about everything that's going on in the story, not just like the main character.
Yeah. And then we find out at this party that 2 characters from Cerebus number 6 are back.
Right.
We get a little editor's note down here, Marvel comic style.
Yeah.
I don't think he does that later on. I'm not sure when he abandons this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are the 2 guys. This big guy kind of looks like an ugly Thor without the mask, and this is the little guy. And they're apparently here to steal some diamond.
Yeah.
But they see Cerebus and they're scared shitless of him.
Yeah.
Wisely.
Right. Yeah. But it's still gonna stick with the plan.
Mm-hmm.
But Cerebus and Julius, or Cerebus is distracted by the rebel leader from last issue.
Yes. Yeah, you can see him back here in the background. And I just want to point out real fast, these costumes are fantastic.
Yeah. I know,
like this.
It's like a chicken or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pink.
The fish head down here.
Yeah.
Rabbit head. We got a sort of Red Sophia type in the background up here, a belly dancer.
Right. Yeah, you just tell that he's having fun, just by how good they look. He's really enjoying himself.
So anyway, Cerebus sees the hooded guy here, and then, excuse me, he takes stock and he notices that there's a lot of menacing figures in the crowd. Mm-hmm. About a dozen among the guests watching him intently. Each is carrying a sword. Each is getting closer and closer. So,
yeah.
And then he realizes the guards are also
part of it.
Part of it, yeah.
Yeah, Julius appears to be oblivious.
Of course, yes. Has some woman hanging on him. And so Cerebus makes the decision. Well, he's sort of looking at the crowd and realizing these are all sort of rich buffoons who wouldn't be capable of helping him fight. Right. So he announces a game. You have to cover the entertainers from head to foot with herring and onion dip.
Right.
So everybody with a sword is going to get doused with this disgusting dip.
Yeah. Right. And then the crowd is into it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It becomes a food fight.
Yes.
And that page on the left is the one that I would buy from this issue.
Nice. Yeah, it's great.
It is great. I just love that like top sequence with like all the speed lines and everything. It just looks so cool. Yeah, like who does that remind you of? I mean,
I was wondering Kurtzman maybe a little bit. Yeah, like Kurtzman mixed with Eisner. Eisner drawing a Kurtzman script.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of the sound effects are all sort of cartoonish, splat, ploop, plap, whiz, slop.
But like the speed lines, like just are so like crisp and like
yeah.
I mean it's really effective. Again, it's like almost like manga too.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you're right. And by this guy's so covered. I mean, it looks like he's covered in boils or something. There's so much dip on him.
Yeah.
So kind of a dopey gag that he comes up with here, but he draws the shit out of it. So
yeah, he really sells it. Yeah. Great.
And meanwhile, the little guy of the duo has decided he's going to steal this woman's jewelry. It has a name, but I can't remember what it's called. Wyndham jewelry, maybe. Wyndham diamond.
Yeah, the Wyndham. Yeah, the diamond.
Yeah. Also in the background here, bare-breasted woman.
See that nipple.
Yeah. I don't think that's occurred, and I don't know that occurs very often in Cerebus, does it?
Yeah, it's like pretty rare, I think.
Yeah.
So not until later, I think, in like Guys or something. Maybe.
Okay. That's pretty far away.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a little bit of a surprise. So anyway, so this guy, this woman's fainted, and this guy is gonna try to lift the diamond. Meanwhile, he's going through it, wondering if this is the right thing to do. Not because of morality, but because he's worried about getting caught and flogged. But it pops off. So now he's committed. He has to take it with him.
Yeah.
And he figures with all the chaos, he can kind of get away.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. I like that. I like the middle panel on the left-hand page with like Julius just kind of in the background. Just expression. Yeah. Like he expected it to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, his side-eye expression. Once again, the faces in the crowd, these grotesqueries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's having a lot of fun with these masks. They're great.
Yeah. So good.
And then Cerebus says, he sees the hooded guy leaving here. And so he says, Lord Julius, over here. And we see the hooded guy leave out the exit.
Right.
And also the thief. The thief goes out at the same time.
Right.
Right after him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, nice sequence.
Right. So then, like, what's that mask? I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like a rat or something, or like a mouse.
I assumed, yeah.
Or it's a bear. I don't know. It's like hard to tell. I mean, first I thought it was Ratfink, but then I looked up, what Ratfink looks like again, and it's not. But I mean, I thought he was like trying to caricature like some famous like cartoon rat, but I think he just made it up.
I think he just made it up too. I also assumed it was a rat, though. As you point out, it could be a bear.
Anyway,
it
doesn't matter, but
I know. It's sort of more cartoony than a lot of these other masks that everybody else has. This like bizarre menagerie, and he's got this sort of dopey cartoon character costume.
Right. Like with its mouth always open like that too.
Yeah.
It's like similar to like Cerebus, that it has like two mouths.
Right. Right. Yeah, a couple times he shows the eyeball, the sweat and stuff. But the rest of the time we just kind of get this silly mask.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cerebus tells Julius we should follow this guy, the hooded guy. They don't know about the thief.
Yeah.
And he tells Julius, well, once these guys get done with the dip, they're going to try to kill you. So he comes along. And they end up in a corridor, as they often do in these early issues.
Got to go underground, man.
That's right.
More blacks to spot.
Yeah, and this guy he has his own plot completely. He's worried about being caught, and Cerebus and Julius don't even know he exists. They're only after the hooded guy.
Yeah, but he thinks they're after them, and he's, like having this whole conversation with Taram, the like god of this world, right. And he thinks that he's being spared, because of all his praying.
Yeah. Yeah, and the door is now closed behind them, so this guy is stuck in the corridor with them. But of course, Julius and Cerebus don't care. They're only after the hooded guy.
Right.
So anyway, they continue on. Here in this panel, the right-hand panel on the left side, it does look like a bear costume when it's straight on.
It's like getting rounder.
Yeah.
But then that like panel on the far left, it's the like snout is like skinnier, like more narrow.
Yeah. Only this one panel is, well, I guess in here it's switching from rat to bear. I guess it doesn't really, as you said, doesn't matter. But I like this panel a lot here. Cerebus with the sword drawn and Julius behind him. Good looking stuff.
Totally. Yeah, with that one leg up too. It's very effective. Just showing forward motion,
Yeah, and it continues on the next page with him coming down the stairs. He just Cerebus looks menacing, and in the early issues, I kept saying that Cerebus looked like a animated figure pasted onto the pages, and that does not feel that way anymore. He really feels like he's part of everything else that's around him.
Yeah, totally, and that's definitely probably due to the cartooniness of all the characters. So it's
that's
like blended.
A great point.
Yeah,
that's a great point. Abandoning the Barry Windsor Smith model for The Eisnerian model is a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's where he is.
Yeah.
Just like where his artistic spirit lies. So.
All right. So they catch up to the hooded guy, and he's on some sort of weird bridge walkway underground. Not a lot of this stuff makes sense, including pretty much none of this issue really makes any sense, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, why would you take the guy you're protecting underground to where you don't know where you're going?
Yeah, it's just dark, cave.
You know you're being led into a trap too, and you still like, yeah, come on with me, guy that I'm paid to protect.
Right.
But yeah, but they sorry, go ahead, Carl.
Bait, maybe it's supposed to be bait or something, but that's not even anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's just this is the easiest way for Sim to get these guys together, so he doesn't worry about it too much, and I'm not either. I'm not the sort of person who really cares. I'll go with the flow.
Sure.
But yeah, they find the guy. He's going to make his sort of Marvel Comics villain speech here about how he's going to get rid of Julius and get rid of the bureaucracy and take over.
Yeah. Right. And then it's revealed that it's one of his bureaucrats.
Yeah. His social secretary.
Right.
And Cerebus has also said he's tired of being here in the city and he wants gold and a horse.
Right. Yeah, that's the other key thing.
Yeah. So he extracts that promise from Julius and then just hits the guy in the head with a rock and sends him off the walkway and kills him.
Yeah. The Indiana Jones solution.
Exactly. Which suits Cerebus's personality pretty perfectly.
Yeah, totally.
And this guy, the thief, he's now so afraid they're going to come back and find him that he tosses the jewel, the diamond. Yeah. I don't know what's down there, but he tosses it kind of into the abyss.
Yeah.
And they completely ignore him. They just say, "Hey, the party's this way. Come on back."
Yeah, they thought he was just some guy that wandered away.
Yeah. And Cerebus says he knows how to get through the door, so it's not even a big deal. And this poor bastard's just thrown away a fortune. Right. Yeah, and then we get this epilogue where we see Cerebus riding the horse like he did in the first issue.
Good callback.
Yeah. And Julius gets a letter, and we see that the Cerebus character sounds like someone I knew and signed by Jaka.
Right. We find out it's Julius's niece. I think this.
Yes. Yeah, your niece Jaka.
We find that out. Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy that he's already setting all this up. Yeah, I do wonder. He'd already made the announcement he wanted to do this forever. I wonder when he started thinking about the overall story. Do you think he was already crafting this stuff, or do you think he had gotten that far yet?
I'm sure it's percolating. Right. It's we don't know when he had that acid trip, right, where he thought about. I mean, it's unclear to me when he started thinking about these larger stories, right? I mean, I'm sure on some level, he's thinking, that it's gonna be this larger world, that's that he wants to write about. He's getting interested in, the machinations of politics and all the rest. So
yeah,
I don't know. But probably, I mean, because if he's bringing Jaka back, and just all the Julius stuff, I feel like he's probably already sketching out high society, on some level, right? I mean, when does that start again?
It starts in 26.
Yeah, so like 10,
10 issues. Yeah.
So another year. So
yeah.
I'm sure it's there.
We have the same ad that's been in the last couple issues, the comic shop in Vancouver and the Real World distributor.
Right.
This distributor does do comics, but it seems, I don't think this is like this seems like almost like a website you would go to today to order some things that has some stuff, not like they're shipping things all over the country or the continent. So, yeah, they have a catalog. It's more just kind of a mail order business, it looks like. So makes sense why they're here, but they're not. He's going with Phil Suling and Seagate instead.
Right.
Yeah. And down here is that Now and Then Books ad I mentioned earlier.
Right. Back issues 5.
Yeah. And subscriptions. I guess they're doing subscription fulfillment, which is interesting. And so, yeah, The Aardvarkian Age by Michael Lubert. We both skipped this, I think. Or did you read the whole thing?
And it just read like, some nerd like writing out a D&D campaign.
Yeah.
So it just gets. Yeah, it's too like verbose, and yeah, it's like something that's supposed to be like the history of this world. It just seems so uninteresting. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, is that your take?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm I'll be honest. I read something like Cerebus and I kind of keep track of who's doing what, but I'm not particularly interested I'm interested more in the character interactions than I am in any sort of the world building itself. And I honestly think Dave was too. I don't, so this is all fine. And he probably kept it in his mind. He had it in the background as if he needed to refer to something, it was there. But I just wasn't particularly interested, I guess.
No, I mean, the writing style is just, and yeah, it's like too convoluted, and it's not. It just seems so far removed from. I mean, if like Dave Sim had like written it, it probably would have been more interesting. It also probably longer. I mean, we were saying off mic that, or I was that, like he must owe Michael Lubert money, but and then you said, well, family, so it's got to be like a favor to Denny. So, but who knows,
Yeah. And maybe at the time early on, maybe Dave thought this kind of thing would be useful, right? That maybe it would get turned into a role-playing game, or maybe it would just be good reference for himself. But I feel like later on he doesn't need this stuff, he'll make a glancing reference to something and then just keep moving. You don't really need to know what happened 5 generations ago in whatever city state he's talking about. It's just not the kind of world building he does. He's doing something different.
Yeah, I mean that actually brings to mind something that I've like reread those issues where, like in the back he would talk about like publishing your own comic, like the guide to self-publishing, and there's this anecdote about how he would talk about aspiring cartoonists would have all these like great like character drawings and like histories of like all the characters and like the world and all that, but like they still hadn't drawn issue 1, and that's what separates like the real from like the wannabes. You just really just need to just start telling your story and just kind of like don't get bogged down in all the backstory, because it'll just prevent you from ever working on it. So So, I wonder if that's what he ultimately really that's how he kind of feels towards the Aardvarkian age, and why he probably. But Michael was probably like, well, I'll do it for you, and he was probably like, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
It's probably.
So for the letters, anything jump out to you?
Just Joe Zabel.
Yeah.
Later becomes one of Harvey P. Carr's guys, and I think that's his own comics too, right?
Yeah, and he's still around. He was at SPX. I was at SPX, I guess, 3 years ago, and he was tabling there.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. I don't think he had new stuff, but he had his old comics and he had art for sale. It was good to see him. Just had this guy's around still. And so it's kind of fun to see him pop up in this letter column.
Yeah, unexpected. And yeah, he's just a fan, he gets it. I guess Dave's response to the first letter, where he says, "You want bizarre? Ronald Reagan, as of this writing, just about has the Republican nomination locked up. I'm not even gonna try to top that one."
Yeah, that was pretty funny, especially considering where his politics go eventually.
Exactly. Point on the history.
This guy, the last letter here, Charles Garofalo. Where's his line? I'd like to repeat my admiration for your strip and hand you the unofficial mantle of the logical successor to Walt Kelly.
Walt Kelly.
Yeah. And the reason I bring this up is, well, I guess I'll get back to that in 1 second, but he talks about in the notes about how one of the distributors went bankrupt and they had from a different distributor, they had a check bounce. So they've had to raise the price to try to stay solvent.
Right.
So the endless bullshit with distributors and the things that are out of the publisher's control, he's dealing with this already.
And just expressing the frustration.
Yeah.
That just becomes a constant theme for virtually every issue.
Yes.
How fucked it is. Or how trade, a lot of these companies are.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the end, the last paragraph with Bill Mantlo.
Yeah.
Bill Mantlo phoned the studio shortly after last issue went to press, requesting that I do a sample page of Howard the Duck for the magazine of the same name. I managed to get it done in my spare time, and a few days later, Lynn Graham called to say it had been accepted as a front piece for a future issue. Special thanks to Gary Groth and Kim Thompson of the Comics Journal. It was the reproduced page in Kim's Cerebus review that prompted Mantlo's phone call. I guess TCJ really is the fanzine the pros read.
Yeah.
And you pulled that issue. I
did. So here I'll let's remove that. So so this issue of the Comics Journal, number 52, which is from 1980. Oh no, it's December of 79. And the Cerebus issue we looked at was May of 80. So with the drag, it would have been the most recent issue he had seen probably. And there's 3 pages of Kim Thompson reviewing Cerebus. And this is kind of a famous review amongst people, famous amongst the people who give a shit, which isn't that many. But I thought I'd read a few quotes from this review. It's a really good review, not just a positive review of Cerebus, but it's also just really good review. Kim Thompson was a good critic. Let's see. Cerebus, the aardvark, has surmounted its origins, both stylistic and thematic, to stand on its own 2 feet as a delightful and admirable work of art, and is busily propelling its creator, Dave Sim, to the very forefront of artists currently working in comics.
Wow.
Let's see. This is the money quote. This is the one that has been thrown back in Ken Thompson's face over the years, and the one that everyone remembers. Cerebus is, and I do not state this lightly, a true heir to Carl Barks' Duck Stories.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. What Barks and Sim have in common, and what so few other creators, particularly nowadays, seem to have, is honesty vis-a-vis their creations. Barks wrote straight from the heart. Sim, once he'd shucked off the initial parodic shallowness in Cerebus, seemed similarly sincere. But yeah, like the letter writer says, he's the next Walt Kelly, and now Thompson's calling him the heir to Barks. So this is a pretty rarefied heir for a guy who's in his early 20s.
Yeah, I know.
See.
Crazy. I mean, I agree with the excitement. Just like trying to picture what it must have been like back then. For this to just suddenly appear.
Yes, agreed. Here's something related to what you and I have talked about quite a bit. Sim uses the vocabulary of comics with such lucidity and craft that the techniques, most of which are frequently paraded about with no good reason when not directly misused by lesser talents, are perfectly integrated. Sim knows exactly when to use split panels, tilted and odd-shaped panels, silhouettes, triptychs, zooms, and does so expertly that these techniques blend into the fabric of the narrative to create a seamless tapestry of images.
Yeah, 100%.
So really hearty praise. And this is the last paragraph of the review, so people won't have to listen to my reading anymore after this. But I recommend Cerebus heartily, warts and all, and those who scrutinize the alternative press in search of future masters, and then delight in charting their progress, would do well to follow Cerebus as well, because Sim is here to stay if we are fortunate. And all of that was true. He was a future master. He was here to stay.
Yeah. Oh, at least for 20 years. Yeah.
Yes.
30, give or take.
But I mean, he finished the work he set out to do, which I don't know how many people really thought that was realistic at the time.
Yeah. Right. Including him.
Even when he was well established and halfway through, it still you thought, well, you never know what's going to happen, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, like I remember as like a young fan. I mean, I'm sure you do too. Just that was always in the back of your head. It's like, is he gonna stick the landing, or at least just make it to 300?
Yes. Yeah. I wondered. Especially in the mid 90s when the market was going through so much volatility.
Yeah. Totally.
I just didn't think. I didn't know he was so small. That who knew?
Right, he gets swallowed up. But like he always had the fan base. But I mean, I guess like that was part of the appeal of the series too. Is just wondering,
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to make us even. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, maybe we should get going anyway. It's okay.
We should. So anyway, we'll leave on the words of Kim Thompson there, and
sounds good.
We'll be back for number 17.
Sounds good.
So thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.